On the night of April the 14th, 2014, 276 female students aged from 16 to 18 were kidnapped by the terrorist group Boko Haram from a government girls' secondary school in Chibok in Borno State, Nigeria. 57 of the schoolgirls escaped immediately following the incident by jumping from the trucks in which they were being transported, and others have been rescued by the Nigerian Armed Forces on various occasions. Hopes have been raised that the remaining girls might be released, but 4 years after the Chibok abduction on February the 19th, 2018, 110 schoolgirls aged between 11 to 19 years were kidnapped by Boko Haram terrorist group from the Government Girls Science and Technical College Dapchi in Busiri local government area of Yobe State, northeast Nigeria. The federal government of Nigeria deployed the Nigerian Air Force and other security agencies to search for the missing schoolgirls and hopefully enable their return. 5 of the girls died on the same day they were kidnapped. Boko Haram released everyone else in March 2018, except for Leah Sharibu, who is still in captivity.
Calling for the Mr. President to assist and put more effort to fulfill his promise that this my daughter will be released.
The abductions in Chibok and Dapchi in 2014 and 2018 reverberated across the globe, with several people raising awareness on the need to have a safe teaching and learning environment in schools nationwide. This development gave birth to the Safe Schools Initiative, launched at the World Economic Forum on Africa in Nigeria by a coalition of Nigerian business leaders working with the United Nations Special Envoy for Global Education and the former British Prime Minister, Mr. Gordon Brown, the Global Business Coalition for Education and the World at School.
It's our determination as an international community to help the families feel secure about their girls and boys going to school with the hope that they will be safe. And that's why we're looking at security for the schools and how we can help the governor and how we can help the Nigerian people. Fortifications, telecommunications, guards, safety equipment that will enable people to feel more secure about the schools. We also want to help the rebuilding of Chibok School, because we want parents in that area to be sure that when their girls are released, they can come home to a school that is rebuilt and safe.
According to Nigeria's former Minister of Finance, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, $20 million was raised by the federal government and the private sector as an initial capital.
Mr. President has kicked off this initiative by instructing that I open a trust fund, which has already, we put 1.6 billion naira into it. The private sector is also putting 1.6 billion naira.
With over 10 million children out of school in Nigeria and some in schools in the northeast region ravaged by insurgency beginning to lose interest in education after a series of attacks on schools by the terrorist group Boko Haram, seeking an end to Western education, the federal government says Nigerian children must have an environment where they could come back to school and not have anyone truncate their education.